Hey child, and welcome back to my channel. I know you're thinking, Faye, something wrong with your face, and I'm just here to tell you, baby, you're right. So listen, this is what happened. I'm on my new addiction that is TikTok. This time last year, I would have been like, baby, I'm not getting on there. That's where them kids go to dance. But now I'll be on there just scrolling and lurking and scrolling and lurking and just, you know, Corvette. And as I'm doing my little scrolling and lurking, I see a video about this foundation. It is the KVD Vegan Beauty Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. Why do they name these things so long? People have been raving about this particular foundation, and I was interested to try it for myself. So what do? I hop down in my Corvette, go to Ulta and go get me this foundation. So I did my research before I went, and I was like, I think based off my skin tone, which is on the darker tan side, not quite deep, but it's definitely not medium. My undertones are very, very warm. So I think that I need number 68. So I go in there, I asked the girl to give me 68. She looked at me and she said, no, I think you need 66. I'm like, honey, no. And she's like, baby, yes. And so I said, you know what, let me trust her professional opinion. Bought it, came home, and this is what I look like. It's giving Morticia Adams. It's giving Casper the Friendly Ghost. It's giving Ghost Rider, word. So I got back in my Corvette, went to Ulta, and I got my foundation. Once again, I said, give me 68. The girl was like, no, I don't think 68 is right. Let me give you 74. So I said, okay, give me 74, but you also gonna give me 68. So we got them both. I say all that to say, I got to wash my face off and we're gonna start this thing over. So let me get this ghostly foolishness off, and we're gonna get into this video and see how these foundations work. Hey, child. Alright, so now that we have returned back to human skin, let's go ahead and get into this foundation. So again, this is the I was about to say Kat Von D, the KVD Vegan Beauty. Let's talk about that. Listen, I know that this has new ownership and the original owner is no longer affiliated in any way. She's not getting any financial kickbacks. However, by keeping them initials in this name, it's triggering. But I'm gonna just go ahead and get into the review, but it's triggering. Anyway, this is the KVD Vegan Beauty Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. Stop making these names so long. So according to the Ulta website, this is a buildable full coverage hydrating foundation balm with a lightweight long wear formula and a fresh matte finish. So by them saying this is buildable, I'm believing that it's full coverage, but the more and more you add, you may get casket sharp. So as far as the one I'm going to apply, what I honestly feel is it's better to start with a darker foundation and lighten it up with concealer than to put on something that might be a little too light and then, you know, you're looking a mess. So let's start with number 74. So this is 74 Tan. It's for tan to deep skin with neutral golden undertones. The undertone might catch me because again, I ain't neutral or golden, but we're gonna make it work. So let's get into the primer. I'm using my Milk Primer. I am obsessed with this stuff. Absolutely love it. Not a single complaint. This is one of those things, and sidebar, this is one of those things where I thought that a lot of influencers was lying. Well, not lying, let me not say that, but sometimes people hype stuff up and then others join on the bandwagon and just rave about it just because that's the end thing to talk about. I've seen that with a few things, but in trying this honestly is such a good primer. It sinks right into my skin, have that foundation looking nice. All right, so let's get into 74. As far as a swatch, if you'd like to see that, it is like boo-boo brown, honey. So we're just going to go like this. And as you can see, it's a little dark. You know, it's a little. But I can fix that with some concealer or whatever. We're gonna make it work, honey. So let's go light because they said it's buildable. Okay, so I'm testing it right now by putting it under my eye. Usually I color correct because if you notice underneath my eye, it could be, even though it could be a little dark. So since this is a buildable foundation that leans more towards full coverage, as they say, let's test that bad baby out. I'm gonna just go like this right under the eye. It's giving concealer, so this is definitely full coverage. So let me go ahead and work this around the skin. And again, this isn't quite the right thing because it's not the right undertone and it's a little bit off in the shade, but I'm gonna make this work because that's what I do. The application is very smooth, especially for it to be a cream. I love the way that I'm able to spread it very, very easily. So I do like that, points for that. I also got it in my eye and I'm just not working well with this. I'm gonna add a little bit to the forehead. Okay, so this side of my forehead has it, this side does not. As you can see, it definitely has really good coverage. Like look at you could clearly see the line of demarcation on that mug. So the coverage is actually really, really nice. So I do like that. Okay, so it's completely applied. So I will say I definitely feel like the coverage is amazing. I don't feel like I look casket sharp though. It definitely is breathable. Like I don't feel like my skin cells are being smothered. Okay, I'm good with this application because I feel like if I add more, it's going to switch to Morticia Addams and we ain't trying to go for this. So let me go ahead and finish the rest of my face. So this is the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I absolutely love it. So I've actually, once again, because of TikTok, I've been minimizing how much I've been using, and honestly, it has been giving me a more flawless application. So I'm gonna put a little bit there and take some right here just to kind of have a lifting effect. I'm gonna go down the bridge of my nose. Add a little right here for highlight. And because I don't want to have this looking one way and this looking another, I'm gonna go just a little bit right here and right here. And we're gonna blend like your life depends on it, because why? We don't like to have marks showing of different concealer. Honey, I used to not put concealer around my mouth because I was like, I only need it under my eye. But then that was also in the era, you know, when we would just go bam, just like have it right there. And then my face would just be looking like real, just like discolored. Like this would be real, real bright, and then this would be real, real dark. No, that's not the move. So we live and we learn. So I go ahead and put it around my mouth too, just to have it look a little bit more attractive. Blend this out with my sponge and then go up. Honey, them people on TikTok been teaching me some of everything, honey. Now, I'm not a makeup artist. I just like to look nice. And I find that by minimizing how much concealer I use, and instead of bringing it down here and then have me drooping, we like our eyes, just like our boobs, to be lifted. All right, then I'm gonna take, honey, throwback. I use this LA Girl Pro Concealer just to do a little bit of a contour. So I'm gonna go just like this right here, cut right here, and then just a little bit along my nose. And I'm gonna blend that out too because you have to. So let's blend, blend, blend. Take this good old knockoff beauty blender, because this is not that. It's a Real Technique sponge, you know, and we like that. And blend this out too because duh. I'm gonna take a little bit of powder just to set under my eye. I know on TikTok they are against Laura Mercier, but I'm gonna tell you, I do still like it, so gonna use it. That's where I need it. And then with the end of my sponge, I'm gonna take just a little bit and go under the eye. I'm not gonna do any baking or anything like that. I'm just setting underneath there. Take a little bit right here just because I like it like that. I like it like that. And right in this area. And then I'm gonna brush it off because if it ain't a cake, it ain't get baked. Bars! So I'll just go in with this little kabuki brush. That's such a fun name to say, kabuki brush. And I'm gonna add a little bit of blush. Honey, I just started wearing blush. I used to hate it, so I just kind of crossed over into like the baked brush. I know that thing is a thing of the past, but I still use it. So this is from Milani, so I'm gonna just go just up here a little bit and kind of work it upwards. And again, we don't want to go down. We want to go up because we like things high and lifted up. Just like the Lord. Then I'm going in with an Artist Couture highlighter. Y'all probably don't care nothing about this. You just want to see if the foundation works, but this is how you're gonna get it today. I'm gonna go just around here, and then I like to highlight just above my eyebrow. So I'm gonna go just like that. Do a little bit on my nose and on my chin. And because my lashes are done, I'm actually gonna leave it just like that. I might put just a little, no, I'm not, because to be honest, I'm in the house. I'm not going nowhere, so I'm not gonna put on no eyeshadow or no eyeliner or nothing like that. Y'all gonna get this face. So I'm going to put on this Morphe finishing spray. I got the mini one because I didn't know if I would like it. I've been using the Urban Decay, but the kids say that's not the right thing to use, so we're gonna try this Morphe. And then I'm going to do a lip. Child, this is like the cheapest lip combo that I have. So this is from Ruby Kisses by Kiss Honey Beauty Supply. This is in Choco Craze. So I use this as a liner. So I'm gonna just go ahead and add that. And I'm going to use this Stay Matte lip color by Rimmel. It's in the shade Vanilla Lovin', and I'm gonna put that right in the center because we likes to give 90s ombre in this house. And to give it just a little bit more life, I'm going to use this also by Rimmel. It's the Stay Glossy, and it is in shade Sunday Best. This is just to add just a little bit of, you know, right to the lips, just like, so I'll just add that on top. And we're done. So I did cut off one of my studio lights, and that's just because sometimes with all the lights that are needed for filming, it kind of washes you out so you can't really see what it looks like. So I cut off one of the lights. I feel like this looks good. Like, it's not a 100%, perfect match as far as the shade. But again, we looking past that because of Rona. But overall, as far as the finish goes, it doesn't look casket sharp. It honestly, I feel like my face looked good. What I will say though is there is a little bit of transfer. I was taking some pictures and I did like that, and I noticed that anytime I touch my face, there is some staining on my good old French tip. So this is what I mean, clean piece of tissue. Let me just do like this, and I'm not doing anything aggressive. I'm just more so just patting. And if I do like that, I don't know if you can tell, but just like right, where is it? Right here, right here, right here, right here, right, yeah, just in here. You can't really tell as much because again, the lights, but there is transfer. So that is something I ain't loving. So I did go ahead and do another set of another dose, I should say, of this setting spray. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, and we'll play with it another time. But anyway, this does transfer just a little bit. So it is currently 9:22 now. I'm going to just kind of do some things around the house, see how my skin looks. Like, is it going to sit still or is it going to vacate the premises? You know, exit the chat. So we shall see what that is looking like. And let's just do a couple hours. I don't know what time I'm going to come back, but honey, I'll be back. Alrighty, cool cats and kittens. It is currently 1:33 a.m. and mother is tired. So let me go ahead and wrap up this video so I can go to bed. As far as what they said is deliverable for this particular foundation, is it buildable? Absolutely. It went on beautifully, but the more and more you add, the more and more coverage that you do get. So that is true. Is it full coverage? Absolutely. But I think that it gives you a lot of control over just how full coverage it is. It is full coverage when I put it on, but the more and more I add, it starts getting a little caskety. They said it's hydrating. I will say this, a lot of times when I've used things that are full coverage, to me they feel drying and just really just like my pores ain't getting no type of oxygen in it. This does not feel like that, so I do like that this does feel hydrating. Not like super hydrating, but it definitely does not have the traditional feel of what I would get from a matte foundation. So that's true. Is it lightweight? I wouldn't necessarily say it's lightweight, but I mean, it feels good on my face, if that means anything to you. And as far as long wear, I've had this on now for 4 hours, and honestly, the face is sitting. Like, I feel like I got a healthy amount of shine. Some of that could be from the lighting, but overall, my face looks good. So I do feel like it could be long wearing. I feel like this is giving me a beautiful coverage, a really nice evenness, but it's not overwhelming. I still feel like I look like me. So I really do like this foundation. If somebody was interested in this and they asked me my honest opinion, I would say it is worth the money. I got this for $38 at Ulta. If you would like to see a swatch of the other one, honey, I got to go find it. Hold on. All right, so this is 68. As far as the description of it goes, it's supposed to be for tan skin with warm undertones. So this is what it looks like inside of the container, and as you can see, look at this and look at that, honey, you see the color is just all the way off. But as far as the swatch go, if you see, I can definitely see the warm undertones in there. It's not the best match for my skin. Like, I could probably finesse that, but I feel like I did the right thing by getting that 74. So maybe that Ulta chick, she was on to something. And to give you a more up close shot of 68, that's it right there. So I mean, I could have probably made that work. No, I couldn't. That's like nope. So yeah, that has been my experience with the KVD Good Apple, because I ain't gonna say all the rest of that. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Maki, and I'm out.